A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the divine masculine and divine feminine mirroring the energies where they both understand that this life is temporary. The body is temporary, life is not temporary, life is eternal, soul is eternal, but the identity they have right now, both of them, the physical identity, that is temporary. Both of them realize this thanks to the separation phase that they have been into. If you still feel separate from your twin for whatever XYZ reason, like you feel that A, he is not here with me, B, he does not return my calls, C, I am anxious, D, my family does not approve of him, or E, you both are together but you both feel that you're not doing enough for each other in the relationship, he's not making efforts, or he does not behave like the way I want him to behave, or he or she, anything can apply. So if these are your reasons for being separate from your twin, he doesn't love me enough, he doesn't compliment me enough, he doesn't spend any money on me, or he does not respect me in front of his family members, he always listens to his mother and sister and not me. So when you think about all of these things, what's going to happen is that you will feel separate from your twin. And I'm just giving few very basic generic examples. I'm not even talking about a whole lot of reasons and issues people have. They understand that the reason why they are stuck in this problem of being separate from each other is not because they don't love each other. It's because they have given way too much importance to the negative energy, to the negative thoughts, or to negative people, or anybody who does not approve of their connection with each other. And why they have done so? Because they also have negative belief systems within their mind. In the programming that they've gone through, they somehow picked up these energies that they cannot get true love, or true love is very difficult to achieve, or nobody understands them, nobody likes them, nobody loves them, nobody acknowledges them. So in the core, in their subconscious core, these problems are the belief systems, the negative belief systems that have separated them from each other, in simple words. So because of separation, they both got a lot of time to think about their lives. First, when the separation happens, when he decides to go away, he or she, whosoever has the runner energy, they decide to go away, and they feel that, this person, the chaser, is my life's biggest problem. Ever since this person came in my life, I'm just troubled with everything. I try to go to them, but then they run away. The runners always think that the chasers are the runners, and the chasers always think that the runners are the runners in their eyes, which is whichever role they are playing. But both of them have a lot of anger from each other. I have asked this question to some people. When do you block someone? You block people only in two reasons. Number one is that they are just stupid people and you don't think that they have any importance in your life. And number two, when they are too important for you and you feel that they have hurt you deeply, that's the time. Because if someone is not that important for you, even if they hurt you, or even if they say something mean to you, nasty to you, you won't care so much. But in case of the DM and DF, and I'm talking about the genuine ones, I'm not talking about people who assume they are twin flames. In the case of genuine twin flames, they get really hurt by each other. So they feel that I cannot tolerate this person, I don't want to see this person's face. That's because they matter to them. They have loved them too much at one point in time that now they are so angry with them that they cannot tolerate them, and they want to give it back to them by telling them that I can live without you. Okay, so first of all, you need to understand which category are you in. Are you in that category in your DM's life, whosoever you think is your twin flame? Do they think you are some stupid person who said some nasty things to them and then you don't deserve to be in their phone book? Or did you have some kind of a close connection with them where they also gave you clear signs and clear hints? I'm sorry to say to all those people who just probably have a crush on someone, and based on that crush they feel that it's my twin flame. There has to be some kind of stimulation that has happened between the both of you. Either you have had some conversations, some very deep conversations with them, you went out on some dates, you spent some time together, and the DM made you feel, your twin flame made you feel that you are somebody they want to be with. Okay, if they change their mind later on, that's okay, that can happen because you have wounds, so you created that type of reality. But if you're just like how some telemarketing calls are, sometimes these telemarketing people call so many times that you have no other option but to abuse them, hang up on them, and then block their number and also report their number as a spam so that next time you never get their calls. If you're that type of a person for them, then forget about it. That person is definitely not your twin. But if you have had some kind of interaction, and let me also tell you, sometimes people confuse karmics with twin flames also. Now, karmic has also had some kind of relationship with you, or some kind of, some kind of dynamic with you. But the karmics, now, this is the interesting part. This is where it gets a lot more interesting. If you are a divine feminine and you have a karmic in your life, then surely you are going to dump them. You cannot be with them, you cannot tolerate them. You might not block them or this and that, but you are definitely going to tell them that I am not interested in you. And even if there is an emergency, the karmic would be the last person you would want to talk to. Even if you have some of their stuff, or even if they have some of your stuff, you would not want to return it. Not because you don't want to return it, but because you don't want to meet them ever again. You keep their things just in case it's a book or it's a t-shirt or something that's kept with you. You just keep it so that in future, if they ask for it, you can just tell them that, okay, I'm going to keep it at certain place, or you just give me your address and I'll courier it to you, because you don't want to even see them again. That's the amount of hatred, or that's the amount of negativity, or I think hatred is the wrong word that I used, I'm sorry. That's the amount of annoyance, and it's like you don't just want them around you, and you feel really stupid that you even spoke to them or you entertained them so much. Like the karmic does not have any respect in your eyes. That's how the DF feels for the karmic, and she dumps him. She says, I'd never want to see this psycho's face again, and God knows what weak moment I was into, or what stupidity I was doing, how ignorant I was that I started dating this person or spoke to this person or even gave them that much importance. Every time a karmic will try to come back in your life, you'll just be, and karmics come back too, karmics also come back. So that's why I'm telling you, be very careful. Don't confuse a karmic with a twin flame, or a false twin with a twin flame. So in case of masculines, it is the karmic who dumps the masculine. Always. And when I say dumping, it means like how you break up, how you throw a person into a dustbin. And this is exactly how she will make him feel, that she or he, whosoever it is on the other side, that this person deserves to be in the dustbin because they are garbage. They will use the twin flame, they will suck the energy out of the twin flame, they will make the twin flame go crazy with anger and frustration and sometimes sadness, but they will give them such a nasty soul shock, very nasty soul shock, that the DM and the DF will feel like they've died and a new person has got born. So when they go through this process, after that the karmic has really no value in their life. So they just don't want to see them. If they have anything that reminds them of the karmic, then too it will never be a memory, like a beautiful memory. It would be like, oh yeah, that weirdo, that psycho, that you won't even want to use words for them. You just don't want to think about them. That's the energy they create in your life, because that's the amount of lies they say to you, that's the amount of disrespect they show to you, and they definitely have some kind of a mental disorder. They are like next level, in their mental disorder, and they even know it. Who knows, they probably know it also, and they are extremely privileged about themselves. So this is the reason why they are important in the journey. feminine would just not want to see the karmic's face, because the karmics will have a very spiritual external side to them. Their talks, their behavior, they are going to just act like, they're so godly, so spiritual, but they always want the flesh. That's how, point blank, if you ask me. They want the money, they want the flesh, and they want the twin flame to act as if they are their slave. And they have nothing good in them, to be honest, because these are extremely manipulating creatures. Now, I am talking about them right now, but what I am going to also tell you is that there is a reason, why you go through this experience. So actually you should be thankful to them, because whether it's the masculine or it's the feminine, whosoever meets the karmic, whosoever ends up with the karmic will bring them closer to their twin flames somehow. The feminine, what happens to them in this situation is that after getting hurt by the DM, they feel like, okay, I don't need this person anymore, and mentally also they are not able to forgive them. Mentally they hate them, mentally they are full of anger, so they feel that, I can live without this person and I don't want this person ever in my life, even mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever way it is. In their anger, they decide that they'll go ahead with some other person maybe. And then this time they think that I'm going to go ahead with the person who has these 5-7 qualities maybe. They are spiritual, they are understanding, they are loving, they are kind, they make them feel special, and they make them feel like they are really attracted to them in a good way, in a spiritual way, not just bodily. And the karmic will give them all of those signs. They will say the right things, the right words, do the right things at the right time. But it's only for a very short period of time. Karmics don't last very long in anybody's life. They will have their own life partners, then they can last for as long as they want to. But in a twin flame's life, no karmics can last very long. Once the feminine is able to remove the mask from the karmic's face, that's the time she feels and she thinks that my DM was far better than this person, far better. They will make genuine comparisons, and they will realize that yes, I think I should rather do my inner work, and I should stick to my DM or my DF. I should stick to my twin flame only, not these type of karmics, and that's how soon they will cut them off. In the feminine's life, the karmic might want to re-enter again, okay, or in the masculine's life, the DM might go and contact them again, because they go through this up and down. But once again, every time they try to talk to them, every time they will get insulted. It's very interesting how this journey is designed. Masculine energy always learns their lessons from these people, and then there comes a point or a time in their life where they can't take it anymore. They can't take that insult anymore, and they have no other option but they sit and compare. In this channeling session, see, it took me so much detailing to explain this to you. Imagine what the DM and the DFs go through when they have to deal with this. So the DM will reach a point where he or she, whosoever has DM energy, will make the comparison, and they will realize that my DF did not do anything to me. Nothing. She didn't do anything. She's not slept with my best friend like the karmic did, or she's not stolen my money, or she did not insult me, and she did not turn against my own people against me. And karmics are really good in spoiling the image of the DMs. So they realize all of these things: lying, pathological lying, cheating, betrayal, manipulation, wearing a mask. So even when, say, because of the family members or because of some ignorant friends, even if they go back to them 2-3 days, that's it. They cannot last more than that. And all this negativity, all this pain, all this torture, all this suffering eventually makes them also make efforts for the DF, because they realize what they've lost was so special. Okay, but this will only happen when the DF will do her work on her side. So that's the reason why sometimes I say it's nothing wrong if you meet a karmic or you involve yourself with a karmic. I don't want to judge people like that. Even in therapy, why do we have therapy? We need to understand that therapies are designed so that you can share your inhibitions and apprehensions with someone. At the same time, you surrender to their method of teaching, and you also do inner work. You don't just sit in another part of the world and just imagine that due to therapy, because I have joined therapy, I would feel this way or that way. The therapist can only guide you. And as I've been saying, that I'm an ascension coach and I'm a metaphysics coach. I'm not the psychological or psychiatric coach because in my opinion, if I also start giving pills to other people, or if I also start suggesting all of those things, then this is no longer an ascension journey. Ascension journey makes you independent. Ascension journey gives you the tools and techniques that can help you get out of it without any substance abuse, without any codependency of things that you need to put inside your stomach, your gut. So yes, I would like to say it here that for private sessions, for personal readings, and for therapies, please go through the description box first, and once you're sure, then write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. When it comes to twin flame intuitive readings, I prefer not knowing anything about your journey in advance. Okay, there is a step-by-step procedure that we follow for readings also, so you will get to know that we need to get the best and the most accurate answers that will boost your ascension journey. Because what is the point of reading if it cannot put you on the right path, if you're going in the wrong direction, right? We will discuss your journey during the reading. In case of therapies, it's very important you share different facets of your life and do the assignments given to you that help you share without inhibitions, so that we can heal the wounded inner child. The wounded inner child is the primary reason why the adult is going through separation. Now this is the most imperative step, because all this work can lead to a 5-dimensional union. Without the 5D union, 3D union is not possible. You can get the book In the Name of Love, which has 5 channel twin flame stories based on 5 different types of twin flame dynamics. It's the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate. The link is given in the description box, along with the links to the YouTube channels Ramayana and Mahabharata Diaries and the Sunamoon vlogs. As much as food is important for your body, the right type of content is required for the mind. It is food for thought. And we need to deprogram negativity and keep up with the ascension lifestyle. Ascension is a lifestyle, friends. So here in this channeling session, the DM and the DF have realized, number one, most important thing is that all of this, the identity is temporary. Then things that are associated or attached with the identity, the relationships, the karmics, the family members, they are also temporary. Now this does not mean that you should leave everything and run and go to a cave and not do anything. That's not our path. For a twin flame, that's not the path. Our path is the path of Karma Yoga. Okay, we will live the householder's life and still ascend, because we are supposed to learn like that. Earth is a school and there are different methods of teaching the students. Earth is the best teacher, at the same time she is the best mother. Okay, so in order to find the heaven within, like normally also people say that you want to go to heaven. If you want to go to heaven, you have to die. Right? Without death, you can't go to heaven. Similarly, if you want to find the heaven within you, the paradise within you, you need to die. So that temporary identity, the programmed temporary identity, that has to die. We are not even talking about physical death. We are talking about death of those old belief systems, that negative programming, that has to go. The ego has to die. So we are talking about ego's death. And once your ego is dead, you understand that all this was happening because of the ego. And you will literally thank the karmics. Whosoever, the feminine, masculine, both. You will be crystal clear when the karmic relationship is over, or the karmic dynamic is over. You will be crystal clear. You will be 100% sure that my DM or my DF is the only one for me. And now I am not going to make any mental or physical efforts for anybody other than my twin flame. My twin flame loves me the most, to the moon and back. My DM loves me the most. I am the best person for him. I am the perfect partner for him. or her, both people can think this way, but this is not going to come from you just because you've seen some videos, you saw some channelings, or I do all types of channelings, guys, because you need to get triggered. If a negative channeling is triggering you, it means you also have an issue, within you, and that trigger maybe is not just the trigger of that particular channeling, it could be your trigger too. And if you are in a happy space, then whether or not you resonate with the channeling, you would want to pray for the people who are stuck in that particular trap. That's the level of advancement you'll reach, advanced twin flame. So you would then not be talking constantly about the 3D relationships, because you have to understand, and you will understand this in divine timing, the right divine timing, in due course of time, whenever your time is right, you will understand that the same three-dimensional relationships that you're upset because of, again, not just the karmic now, say the mother or the father of the DM or the DF, any family member who created a problem in your life or in your relationship, got you separated, you are going to thank them immensely. And when the right time comes, the same people would be on your side. The same people would say, oh, we made a mistake, and no, your twin flame is really the best person for you. Go ahead, go with that person. So everything will shift when you will shift. You will feel so thankful to the karmic, especially in this case. You'll be like, wow. Not that, wow, I met them, but wow, because of them, I found my twin flame back. I'm not going to go to anybody, no matter what, and I will not let anybody come to me, because they're all false. Whether they are not false, maybe in their own reality, for someone else they could be genuine and true. But you understand that for me, my heart does not beat for anyone else. My soul only wants to love this person with the way, this type of love. The love that you feel for your twin flame, like a love for the partner. Now, it's not necessary that you have to get married only, or you have to put a ring on your finger, or you have to give the relationship some name. The love will be so pure that you would just feel it. You'll just know this is your twin flame. So the karmics, thank you so much karmics, you would say that. All the karmics, all of you wonderful, lovely beings, thank you for showing all your problems to my twin flame. You definitely are also my creation. In some way I have created you in their life so that they are able to understand the truth. Because you're trying to explain them the truth, you're convincing them again and again. It doesn't work. Even for the DF. Don't think I'm only going to talk about the DMs. For the masculine also, he might have also wanted you to believe in certain things, or let go of certain negative patterns or negative belief system or fears. Like a lot of people who have age gap with their partner, I would like to tell you over here that Shiv and Parvati also had an age gap. So Shiva was much elder to Parvati, because obviously Parvati was Sati's rebirth, so she took time to be reborn again. In the meantime, he was doing his inner work. So all those people who think that twin flame is a shortcut journey, that's not true. Till the time the feminine does not find what their mission is, till the time they are not completely sure of, and completely grateful for their lives, and the only thing they want to do is inner work and nothing else, only source integration and nothing else, the masculine is not coming to them. Masculine won't understand, them so deeply. So Shiva and Parvati, they are called Shiva and Shakti. They are the Ardhanarishwar Roop, which is half man and half woman Roop, which comes together in unison. Okay, so to reach that place, they had to also go through a lot. Their relationship was also not built in a day, and they also got separated after marriage. So most people don't know about it, but I can share the Shiv Puran stories also in due course of time. I will try, but I mean, if God wants it, it will happen. If Source really wants me to do it, then it will happen. Maybe Source is also testing me right now, if I can do it or not do it. That's how I'm going to think. So I'm giving my best, and I'm already doing the research work, and wherever possible I try to give their examples so that people can be a bit relaxed also, that if gods and goddesses have to put in so much effort, then who am I and why am I losing patience? Okay, so Shiva and Shakti had age gap, Radha and Krishna also had age gap, and I don't know where I read this, but I was told that even Ram and Sita have some age gap. So this should not become a negative reason that my twin flame is younger to me, then it will never work out. You don't think like that. You just feel that, okay, there is an age gap, that's it. Then the same thing will apply to social status. Then the same thing will apply to caste and creed. The same thing will apply to financial differences. You just need to be a happy person, and you should not think that I am less rich or he's or she is more wealthy than me. That should not be the reason. In fact, you should clarify it with them, that don't, if you want to marry me or if you want to be with me, if you love me, when they come back to you and they make you that proposal, you can clarify that, look, I am not so wealthy as you are. If that is the case, if that is the reason of difference, because in case of Shiva Shakti, this was the reason, Shiv Parvati. Because when Shiv got married to Sati, she was a princess, and the arrogant father used to constantly say mean things to him and make him feel really bad about his lifestyle. When the same thing happened again, Parvati was also the princess, she was the daughter of Himalaya. Sati was the daughter of Daksha Prajapati and Parvati was the daughter of Himalaya. Himalaya Putri. Putri means daughter. So when she went to Shiva, Shiva clearly told her that, look, you are a princess, you are very well off, you are very, materialistically very sound, and I don't have anything. I don't even have any possession. I just live with my animals and I have my space and I have my life. I don't think, it would be wise for you. So he was very polite. He did not say directly that I don't want to be with you. He gave her the reasons that we have a lot of gap in our social status. Materialistic lifestyle is very different from each other. How would you manage? You have so many, servants who take care of you, and I don't have a single one over here. So how a princess can live with me? I am a hermit. I live all by myself. I don't have anyone with me. All I have is me, my house, my space, and my animals. And you look at my snakes and you'll get scared. You look at all the beings that live with me, you'll get scared. How will you figure it out? You can't do it, so it would be better you go away. So despite this type of rejection, due to social status or age gap or even lifestyle, he would say things like, I have dreadlocks. I have long dreadlocks. You should go for a man who has a better hairstyle than me at least. Because in the previous situation, his father-in-law would make fun of his hairstyle, make fun of his clothing. Small things were always brought up in the picture. And because of this, all the problems eventually, whatever happened between them happened because of these differences. So age difference, social status, or even mission work. Maybe the masculines are not that mission work oriented, or even if they do mission work, they just do it because, it's good to do it. You can talk about it to other people. The DFs, once they ascend, they will show the path to the masculine. But before they ascend, in some areas the masculine will ascend and they will show some path to them. Because if you feel personally in your own eyes that you're not attractive enough for your twin flame, how would your twin flame feel that you are attractive for them? You need to have very strong belief and faith in yourself. So anyway, on this note, I will close this channeling session. I will see you soon in another one. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.